Hello my loves, welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new here, my name is Nicole and I'm so excited that you're here. If you're returning, what is good you guys? It's been a while. If you're an OG, you probably know that I did take some time off YouTube. You probably recognize that this space is a little bit different, and that is because your girl is a first-time homeowner. I cannot even believe it. I think that's maybe the second time that I've said it out loud. So if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for being patient with me. The move just happened really fast, and to be honest with you, I just really wasn't in a space to film. I'm feeling extremely grateful, and I won't get too much into it so we can get into the video. But one thing that I will say is, you guys, it's so easy to compare yourself to people on social media, influencers, and even the people surrounding us. And as a millennial, I know home ownership seems like it's something so out of reach, but something really important to just keep in mind is that this did not come without sacrifice. I think that's something really important to touch on because it's really easy to see the end result and see the new home, the designer bags, but we kind of forget what it took for that person to get there. So just remember to be very kind to not only yourself, but also to other people as well. And I know especially here in Southern California, the housing market has been crazy, and I honestly thought it was never gonna happen. You have no idea what that person is going through, and at the end of the day, we all have our own struggles. Also, something that we need to do in our society is normalizing that home ownership isn't for everyone. Especially here in the US, we make it seem like that's the American dream, when in reality, a lot of people would rather spend their money on other things. So whether that's travel, whether that's designer handbags, and it's your life, whatever you choose to spend your money on is your decision. As long as you don't go into debt over these items, and as long as you have a healthy relationship with them, then who cares? So let's get into it. So we have a very exciting, shocking, and surprisingly funny designer crossbody bag wallet on chain haul. And the main reason for this is because I have an upcoming trip to Mexico City. And you guys, I do not know how I'm a handbag enthusiast and do not have a black designer crossbody bag in my arsenal. I do think a black designer crossbody bag is something that every girl needs to have in her closet. Like, I technically have some bags that are black that can be worn crossbody, but they're a little bit bulky, and that's not what I'm really going for this trip. And full disclosure, my dream designer crossbody bag is the Celine Teen Triumph, but she is very expensive, and your girl just bought a house, so I need to be allocating my money towards other things. So I will admire her from afar. I did set myself a budget of $900. With that, I was able to find some things on the pre-loved market. I did get everything from Fashionphile. I do feel like Fashionphile does have a better reputation overall. However, I will say that so far I have been very fortunate to also have a good experience with The RealReal. So by no means is this sponsored in any way. I spent $5,000 of my own money. It really just came down to the return policy. And I did notice that The RealReal recently came out with a return option. However, it looks like it's an additional fee for every bag that you want to return. And I'm sorry, if I get the bag and it's either not in the condition that I expected or I just don't like it, I really do want the option to be able to return it for free. So all of the bags in today's video were from Fashionphile. Again, not sponsored in any way. And I'll be honest with you guys, so this isn't going to be a true unboxing. I did unbox everything just to make sure the order was correct. I really wish I would have filmed it just so you guys could have seen my raw reaction, because when I opened the dust bag on some of these, I was just honestly shook. So let's start with the first bag. All right, so for our first bag, we have the YSL Kaia Satchel in black. This is a size small. This is the Crocodile embossed calfskin. It was in shows wear condition on Fashionphile. And so for each one of these bags, I'm going to be giving them a bag value score. So whatever percentage they're off from retail is going to equate to their bag value score. So it looks like this retails on St. Laurent for $21.50. And you guys, I got this on Fashionphile for $877.50. That is absolutely crazy, and that gives it a bag value score of 59.5. So almost 60% off retail. I'll be honest with you, when I was picking these black crossbody bags, I was convinced that this and another one that you'll see pretty soon here were going to be the top two contenders, and I'm surprisingly not in love with this bag. I will include a few shots of this bag. So it does have an adjustable strap, which I absolutely love. I'm not sure if it's because of storage or whatever the previous owner was doing, but this strap part here sticks out a lot, which really really bothers me. I'm sure I could go somewhere to have them kind of fix this a little bit more in, but still not really a fan of that. Also, despite it being an adjustable strap, it is just slightly a little bit too long on me, being 5'1" at most. I would like to have it just a teeny bit shorter. Pros are definitely the size. It's extremely functional. I absolutely love that I can fit my phone, wallet, sunglasses, so perfect for walking around. But besides the strap situation, the biggest thing that surprised me about this bag is actually how it looks and feels like in person. I really fell in love with this bag online, and in pictures I think it looks stunning, but I don't know how to explain this to you guys, and I am so sorry if you have this bag, but in person this material just looks really shiny and it feels almost plasticky. It just feels really cheap for me to some reason. And I feel like if it didn't have the YSL logo right here and I was just looking at this and feeling this, I would honestly think this was an H&M bag. I know that sounds really harsh, but I am just not in love with it. So very disappointing. I was set that this was going to be my designer crossbody bag. It's just one of those items where I think it looks a lot better in pictures than how it actually looks and feels in real life. So this one's going to be a pass. All right, so moving on to the second bag, and this is where it starts to get funny, you guys. So I purchased what was listed as, let's see, the PRADA Nylon Mini Reedition 2000 shoulder bag in black in excellent condition, and it was for $801 on Fashion File. So this is where it gets tricky. I do have the 2005 Nylon Reedition in this adorable baby blue color. I absolutely love it, and I've been wanting to get the same bag in black. So when I saw it on sale for Fashion File, it was a done deal. I thought that this was going to be a contender, but when I was looking online, I was getting really sketched out because in the pictures, it's not the typical guitar strap that you see on the PRADA Nylon Reeditions. It's like this thin strap, and I couldn't find that exact bag anywhere. And you guys, I was so convinced that it was a made for outlet PRADA bag just because certain things were off about the bag with the strap. It just didn't look the same. So once I received the bag, this is what the dust bag looked like. Yeah, so obviously I was pretty shocked, and come to find out, this was the PRADA bag that I got for $801. Not me enthusiastically thinking that I was getting this same exact bag in black for $800. And you guys, I felt so dumb. But okay, before you come at me, I went ahead and I double checked. I got this baby blue version from Fashion File for $730, okay? And I understand that black bags hold their value more, but you can see how we got from A to B, right? Like, it's not that far off. So anyway, I feel like it's not really fair for me to evaluate this, just because this is not something that I can use as a crossbody bag. I clearly can't even fit my phone in here. This looks like a bag that my bag was pregnant with. So I guess it would make a really adorable mini bag or coin purse, but I'm also just not really in a space right now where I can justify spending $800 on this. So this is gonna be a pass, and this explains a lot to say the least. All right, so moving on to the third bag, and you guys, I took some L's on this haul. So I purchased what was listed on Fashion File as the Ultra Matte Calfskin Nano Saddle Patch Chain Pouch in black, and it retails for $1,700, and on Fashion File it was listed for $554 for this one, giving it a bag score of 67.5. And you guys, I was so convinced that this bag and the Saint Laurent Kaia satchel were the ones that I bought two versions of this bag. I bought this in the shows wear condition, and then I also bought it in the excellent condition for $850 on Fashion File. So about a $296 difference between the two different conditions. And you guys, this just goes to show where my mind has been since the move, because I clearly did not check any of the dimensions when I was purchasing these bags, because this is what I got once again. So I am just kind of mind blown that this retails for $1,700. And if you have this and you purchase this retail for $1,700, you go, girl. You and I are in very different places in life, and I aspire to be there one day, but that day's not today. To my defense, I did think this was going to be more of a wallet on chain. When I tried looking up reviews of this bag, for whatever reason, all the reviews of the wallet on chain came up. And I will say this is the perfect example of why I am so glad I decided to purchase these bags off Fashion File and not the real. If I couldn't return any of these, I would be crying. So here it is. I feel like I can't correctly evaluate this, even though I was so convinced that this was the one. I even bought it in the Excellent version, which comes in the box. I love the Dior saddle, as many of you know. I was actually looking into this So Black saddle version, and I ultimately ended up going with the YSL, but I still love the black on black combo. I just think it's absolutely stunning. But yeah, not exactly what I'm looking for this trip. And yeah, this is just a really funny joke at this point, so let's go ahead and move on. All right, so this next bag might come as a little bit of a surprise, and I know a lot of people will say that this bag is not trendy or it's uncool for 2024. Let me just say, don't let anyone make you feel that your designer bag is not cool anymore just because it's not super trendy. I am a firm believer that designer handbags will always stand the test of time. I'm a firm believer that if you love something, you should continue to wear it. Things are popular for a reason, especially with designer handbags. Yes, things might weave in and out of style, but at the end of the day, if you love something, either continue to wear it or hold on to it, because I guarantee you in a few years, it's gonna come back into style. So for the next bag, I decided to get the Gucci Soho disco bag in black. And I know this was so popular a few years ago, and I just had to see what the hype was about. All right, so this was the Gucci small Soho disco bag in black. It was in shows wear condition, and I purchased this off Fashion File for $8.50. It retails for $14.90, giving it a bag score of 43. And I will say the first thing I noticed when I got this is that it was in way better condition than I thought it was gonna be. From the outside, I don't see any noticeable wear. And even the inside, when I was looking at pre-loved versions of this bag, it was very common for the lining to either be ripped or destroyed. And this is literally in pristine condition. I would honestly call it excellent condition. The only sign of wear that I saw in this bag was right here on the strap. I'm assuming that the person that owned this bag had it on this setting, but that's really not that big of a deal to me. Let's go over what I think about this bag. So first off, I really love the way this leather feels actually. It's really nice, soft, and supple, very malleable. And I will say that I am very surprised, you guys. I did not think that I was gonna like this at all, but after touching it and feeling it, I understand why it was so popular a few years ago. I just absolutely love the way this leather feels. I think the hardware looks really good, and I just love how easy it is. I can see it being a super easy grab and go bag. When trying this bag on, the only thing that kind of sucks is even though it has an adjustable strap, similar to the Saint Laurent, it's still just a teeny bit long on me. Again, I know that I'm shorter than the average person, being 5'1", but even on its shortest setting, I would still personally prefer to have it be just a tiny bit shorter. I know this is something that I could easily fix, but just a small con, it is kind of frustrating as a petite girl when you get really excited about these adjustable straps and yet they're still not short enough for your petite frame. I absolutely love this bag. This bag is definitely a top contender. One thing I will say is that I have seen this bag for even cheaper on other pre-loved websites. I did see a few on the RealReal at like a $5.50 price point, which $5.50 for this bag, that is absolutely insane. Obviously, the condition's not going to be the same. I mean, this is in near to excellent condition, so I think the $800 with Fashion File is absolutely warranted. But there is a part of me that thinks I need to do further research to see if I can get a better deal on this bag. One thing that I will say is that because this has such a wide mouth, I am a little bit worried being in a big city, especially being a tourist, if it's going to be a lot easier to pickpocket. So again, that's just my personal opinion. I think this is going to be the perfect grab and go bag while I'm here, but a little bit hesitant being a tourist in a city I'm not familiar with. I'm really surprised by how much I like this bag, and I absolutely love the way it looks on. I'm shook, you guys. All right, we are on to our final bag. So for our final bag, we have no other than the Gucci Dionysus in the super mini size, and I absolutely love this bag. As soon as I took it out of the dust bag, I just thought it was absolutely stunning. I love it in the black, and I've especially really been into this black and sort of gunmetal silver lately, so it's very fitting. I feel like as a handbag enthusiast, I've just had an itch to add a Dionysus to my collection as well, so I'm definitely stoked on this bag. The only con that I will say once again is the size, and I did see multiple reviews on this bag and I thought I was going to be able to make it work, but after seeing it in person, I've deemed that it's just a little bit too small. So again, this is the super mini, and let's see, this retails for $14.90. I bought this in Show's Wear condition for $8.50. So bag score of 43, which is pretty good, but I do think I just need to do the one size up. I'm a little bit torn between the small or the mini. I have a feeling that the small might just be a little bit too big, but I'm also pretty scarred after getting all of these bags that were just way too small for me. But let's get into the details of the bag. I absolutely love the crystals on here. I just think it's a super nice touch. It makes the bag look really expensive. I like how durable this leather looks and feels too. And so when I open it up, I know that I can't fit my phone in here with the case on. A lot of the reviews, a lot of girls did take the case off in order to fit their phone inside. But just being real, I need a girl that can be a tourist in the city during the day and potentially end up at a nightclub and bar at night. And with that being said, I'm not doing any of those things without a phone case on. It's just a hair too small for me. I do love the way it looks on. I love the hardware on this. I love the chain. The chain is slightly long on me, especially being 5'1". However, we saw that even the bags with the adjustable straps, they were also too long. And I can go ahead and double the chain to make it look a little bit shorter, so I definitely like that. So this bag is definitely a top contender. All right, so I decided that it's gonna come down to the two Gucci crossbodies. And I am so surprised by this. These were not the two that I was expecting to fall in love with. So the question is, do I want an easy grab and go bag, or do I want its sexy structured sister? I do love this bag. I think it is maybe just a little bit too easy to get into being a tourist. So I am leaning towards this one. However, I do need to order the small and try that on before I make any decisions. So I think I'm gonna order this in one size up the small and see what that looks like, and then kind of go from there. But I think this is a really great deal. I definitely want to do some further research and see if I can find it for even cheaper. I know with $900, sometimes the pickings can be slim, but I think either one of these are phenomenal options. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I promise that I'll be back to my regularly scheduled content now that I've settled in. Let me know what you thought of this video and which handbag was your favorite. If you're still watching, if you could hit that subscribe button, it helps this channel out tremendously. Thank you all again so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.